Hi, welcome back to Tantrums and Tabletops. Today we have a special interview with Dan, Rob and Raven, the guys behind Hardcore Hare. Who are you?
So my name is Dan. I created Hardcore Hare. It was a project which I started during the first lockdown. It was something that I was sort of looking to try and get more work drawing comic books, and you need a portfolio, but most of the work I'd done prior to that was I had to sign NDAs, and when stuff hadn't been released I couldn't use that as a portfolio. So I started Hardcore Hare as a free-to-read online comic book. It was only meant to be about 4 or 5 pages, but people just seemed to like it, so it carried on and we got a book.
Fantastic.
Oh, right, I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm Rob, this is Raven, and we're the publishers. We're the lunatics that decided to print Dan's book. Not having done it in the past, this is our first one. It was a good learning experience, and it was one that we enjoyed doing. It's fun to do. You know, we run a comic shop, so why not make our own comics at the same time?
So tell me, who is Hardcore Hare? Tell me about him.
So Hardcore Hare, where we're at the moment in the story, is we're following a man who, there's a bit of mystery behind him and what he's trying to achieve. So what we know so far is he seems to be on a revenge mission. He's looking for someone, and he's basically following a paper trail to try and find this person for whatever reason. So as the story,
we don't know the reason yet.
We don't know the reason yet. The story's going to develop, but we're sort of unearthing characters as we go, and he's sort of trying to put the pieces together to find this person that he's looking for. And he's doing it all with just a baseball bat.
And a bunny suit.
And a bunny suit.
Oh, so it's not actually like an anthropomorphized hair, it's someone dressed up.
It's someone in a bunny suit. Yep, going around trying to find this nemesis or villain. Person that he's trying to get some sort of revenge from.
Okay. So, you said you came up with Hardcore Hare during the first lockdown. Mm-hmm. What were the inspirations behind it?
It was a dream, wasn't it?
It's a fantasy.
Sorry, my mistake.
It was really odd because I created a very sort of inappropriate character in the past.
Inappropriate as in what terms?
As in, we'll say the bunny suit was pink and it wasn't a baseball bat.
Okay.
Well,
let the audience work the rest out for themselves.
So this was a character.
We wouldn't publish that.
No. So it was a character that me and a friend came up with as a joke once at work, just to sort of pass the time. And during lockdown, my daughter was doodling on a piece of cardboard, and I started doodling as well, and I randomly drew a sort of grittier version of this character. And I thought, I really like it, but the pink doesn't work to make him this gritty, dark, mysterious vigilante character. The pink was it was too goofy, so I just made it white because I thought if I do this, white is less for me to colour in. So I kind of cheated a little bit, but the white suit really worked. So
I'm getting, in my head, I have this image of the Tick crossed with the Punisher.
You're not far off.
Nice.
Yeah, you're not far off.
How long did it roughly take to come up with the concept? Was it like instantly, was it from the doodles you were doing with your friend, or?
It was an idea that me and Lee, who wrote the script for the book, we come up with an idea for a villain at one point. The idea was someone he was like an ex-Hollywood stuntman who'd now become a villain. So he'd use all these big dramatic explosions and tricks to perform heists and stuff. So he'd use explosions to propel himself across buildings and zip wires and fancy stuff. And I thought, well, how can I make Hardcore Hare different? Well, what if he's someone who he'll do anything to get his man at the end? He'll do anything to get the villain. No regard for himself. So he'll go to any extreme. But how can I make it that he's able to do that? So I gave him what is essentially a real-life superpower. There are people in the world that don't have pain receptors.
Yes.
So with no pain receptors, he has no fear. and with nothing to lose, he'll put himself in any situation, in any danger, to get the villain. So it was kind of this concept for this villain, which we didn't really do anything with, took that and put it into Hardcore Hare as this new hero who's willing to go to any extreme, throw himself in front of a gun, jump off a building, has no fear, no pain, whatever it takes to get the bad guy.
So many images going through my head now. And kind of, did you ever watch the third Pierce Brosnan James Bond film? It was Robert Carlyle, and he got shot in the head, had no pain receptors. Thinking of him crossed with Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Rob, what made you want to publish this particular character as a comic book?
That's a good question, to which I don't really know the answer.
You were bored, man. Pretty much.
Yeah, we had time on our hands. It's like Dan said, he was releasing it as a free to read on social media, and we probably had a few discussions like, where are you going, what are you doing, people really like this, when's the next one? And I've known Dan a long time, and it just sort of like happened. And I think one day we just said to him, can we print it? And was like, okay. And that was it. That's how it started. There was no grand plan. It wasn't like I was waiting for the right one to come along. It was an opportunity presented itself, and who doesn't want to run a comic company? That'd be great. So we thought we'd do it. It's something fun to do, and it means I get to do it with Raven. And it's something that we can do together. The fact that we all know each other anyway, it's great, you know, because you get to work with your mates and create something out of nothing.
Builds a community.
There you go. Which is hopefully where we'll go in the future with more things.
So it was launched at Heroes Con,
It was.
and I was in the crowd when you guys announced it. Big applause. It's taken you by surprise how well it was received.
It had a long period. We announced it last year that we were going to do something. We didn't know at the time that we were going to be called Caulkhead Comics. It was actually at last year's con. Someone came out of the audience because I asked everybody, if you've got a name in your head, because I don't know what to call it, come and find me and tell me. And it was a gentleman just came straight out and went Caulkhead Comics. And from that moment, it's like, that's a good name. And it just stuck. So, yeah, I've got a lot to thank that guy for. So, yeah, we announced it last year, but obviously we've all got other things that happen. Life gets in the way. It was a learning experience all around. We had to find printers. And it's all done locally, even the printers. They're brilliant. They're really nice people, but they're based, you know, on the island.
So it's an Isle of Wight comic.
It's an Isle of Wight comic.
On the Isle of Wight. You've
Yep.
not sent it off to the mainland.
Nope.
It's all done locally.
Yep, it's all local. Yeah.
Organic people, all organic.
So yeah, it's been a learning experience. In fact, everybody that was involved with this comic, with the exception of Andy, who did the variant cover, which is that one there, and the art editor, who really helped as well. No one had done anything in comics before. It was the first time all round. So it was a learning experience for Dan. It was a learning experience for us. It was printers. It was all of it. And the fact that we did it, I'm pretty chuffed with the end result. It came out better than what I thought it would. No disrespect to Dan, but it worked. It
Came out better than I thought it would, to be fair.
Yeah, it did. So yeah, it wasn't the fact that we were waiting for, you know, just something to come along. It was organic the way that it happened, and hopefully we can go further with it.
Fantastic. So what's next for Hardcore Hare? Is it going to be a limited run of comics? I know they normally do about 6 these days. Have you got any plans for the future with it?
Yeah, I'm hoping to follow a similar trend. So we're looking at 2 3-part stories that follow the same story arc. I was looking at ending it after that and moving on to other stuff for a while. Not to say that that's the end of Hardcore Hare, but I've enjoyed the excitement behind this so much. I've had to create a new concept where it can go beyond the 6, and we've put something in place already to leave that open. So it won't end at the 6, but we're aiming 6 for the story arc, and then when we've wrapped that, there will be more after that.
So not just one season.
No.
What's next for you guys? You got any other comics in the line that you want to do?
Yes, lots. We've been writing. We've come up with a few ideas that we want to do. And again, we launched it at the con. You know, we announced to everybody, you know, Caulkhead Comics is a thing. So since then, we've had, you know, writers and artists and creative people coming in and seeing us and pitching ideas. So, you know, however much we like Dan, you know, we're not just concentrating on superheroes. There's lots of things that we want to do. You know, whether that's horror, thriller, comedy, you know, like girls comics, for instance. Girl comics, you know, back in the late 70s, early 80s, they were huge. They were really, really popular. And obviously there's a demand for comics out there. You know, all you've got to do is look at like manga and things and see who buys them. And yeah, we've got a lot of ideas for going forward.
Well, I'd say, like, even with just the pop culture stuff, like Funkos, I know loads of women and girls who buy the Funko figures. You can tap into that market.
One of the things that we're quite proud of with the shop is our customer base is definitely 50-50. It's, you know, it's not a boys' club. You know, we like to cater for everybody, and we're not, you know, we're non-judgmental. We're happy for everyone to come in. Yeah.
Give us an exclusive. Who's got an exclusive for me?
Well, Dan's going to have to tell you because we don't know. We haven't even. We don't even know what's going to happen in the next issue. No one knows. We don't know.
Okay, so our next book is going to be Fox, issue 1. So I'm looking at Fox, then Hardcore Hare 2 and 3, and then we're looking at a book titled A-Trax. Now, those 3 characters, Hardcore Hare, A-Trax and Fox, were the first 3 that me and Lee sort of worked on seriously. They've got the deeper stories, the better characters, and more planning gone into those. Now, Fox and A-Trax, none of these characters sort of exist within the same sort of universe.
Okay.
So they're all sort of their own stories. I have plans for all of these different characters, where they're going to go, but there are going to be options for crossovers in the future. So I've got a lot of stuff that I'm working towards down the line, but Fox being the next book, I'm going to plan in something for the community where I'm going to open it up so that people can choose who the villain will be at the end.
Also, like choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Kind of thing, yeah. So I'm going to open this up beforehand, and people will get a choice of 3 characters of which villain they like, and obviously they can vote on social media, and that'll be the one that we run with. But we are also going to have another variant cover to go with this book. So I'll be able to show some of those characters, some of those character designs to you guys as an exclusive before we get to that point.
Fantastic.
However, whoever the villain is, we won't announce it on social media. You'll have to buy the book to find out.
Of course. Can't give the game away. Dan, you brought some merch with you for Hardcore Hare. Could we get a look at that?
We have got some very cool stuff here. So these are some really cool embroidered key rings. So all of this stuff is available through social media, which you'll be able to find it on there. Drop me a message. So on DRD Comic Art or Hardcore Hare page, which are both on Facebook and Instagram. So we've got the logo key rings in 2 colour options and this little chibi style Hardcore Hare. So there's both of those. So we do those £4 each. Now I've also got some of the sketches and prints available. So this is a print of the first drawing of Hardcore Hare that I ever did. So not the cardboard box sketch I did with my daughter, but this is the first proper drawing. So after doodling out the first version, I sat down and put this together, which is actually, if you check out the cover that I did for the book, it's like an homage to the first picture that I ever did. I also have A3 prints, so there's the artwork for the cover that I did. So we've got that one, and something I worked on for Halloween last year was Hardcore Hare versus the Dead. So if you're a horror fan, pretty perfect for any horror fan. So that's there. He's got the bat with the blood, very typical, beat up, as I like him to be in the book, not caring about pain, as we said. And also some original artwork that I will have for sale. So I'll be posting some of these up for people to get their hands on.
Very bold and striking. I like that.
The black and white's always very cool, but
Pops off the page really nicely.
I'm going to have some full colour prints of this available as well soon, and obviously the original will go up for sale online. So
Awesome.
loads of cool stuff on there, and I'm working towards more stuff. So stickers, badges, more prints, all sorts of stuff. So.
Frisbees.
Frisbees.
Yeah, Raven wants stuff on frisbees for some reason. I don't know why, but he wants frisbees.
If you try boomerang, it might come back.
They're more expensive. A lot more expensive. We've looked into it.
Yeah, we've looked into a lot. It's also worth pointing out, obviously, you can buy comics from iwheroes.co.uk. We've got both variants in stock and signed ones as well by everyone that was there. It's also worth mentioning the T-mail account as well, which will be live by the time this goes out, where you can buy T-shirts for Hardcore Hare and Caulkhead Comics. And again, it's another local business that we're dealing with. Also, you know, there's plenty of social media for people to follow. There's one for the shop, there's one for Caulkhead Comics. Dan's got, how many have you got?
Pages?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, I try and keep one for myself and then one for each thing, so I can sort of target where I post stuff.
Yeah.
So at the moment, there's sort of one for each character that we're running with for this year, and then obviously my own personal one.
So this is like the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I'm assuming as well?
Not so much on Twitter, but Instagram and Facebook. I've got pages for myself, Fox, Atrax, and Hardcore Hare.
Nice.
So at the moment, the Hardcore Hare one and my own are the ones that are the ones really driving everything.
Yes.
But where Fox is the next book, this week Fox is going to become more active, and Hardcore Hare is going to be sharing that, obviously, to filter the advertising, the other stuff.
I'm assuming Fox is a vigilante as well.
Yes, Fox is, if you're into sort of Wolverine, that kind of thing, then you'll be very much into
So
it.
the more grizzled kind of
Yeah,
character.
it's kind of a sort of anthropomorphic, sort of fox-human hybrid type,
Who smokes a cigar?
big beastie.
First I thought
mercenary.
of some like weird furry thing, but I'm not going to go down that road.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Not this time.
It's also worth noting we are going to be doing pre-orders as well for Fox, so people can get the orders in through the website.
That'll all be through iwheroes.co.uk,
Yep.
yes?
Yep.
Fantastic. And all, I'm assuming the merchandise will be available through
Oh yeah, everything's going to be available through there as well. Yeah, we're just going to, every comic that we launch, it's all just going to get pumped into the, you know, the grinder. And you know, every time that we do a comic, we'll do another launch. So you know, we're moving soon, and we can get it to the point where we're doing a comic a month. If we can get it to the point where Dan can quit his job and, you know, draw full time, great, brilliant.
Also, you drew this as well and didn't, not just coming up with a script. So you may have covered that earlier, but
Yeah.
Normally
So I come with a concept which I put together 4 pages.
yeah.
And after the 4 pages that I created,
I understand you drew these, but you've drawn every.
the whole interior
The whole
artwork. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
That's very nice.
So yeah, it was originally, as I say, 4 pages. I drew the 4 pages up. People kept messaging me, "Oh, when's another page? When's another page?" And I said, "That's it.
Me.
That's it." So Rob was one, and I had a few people on social media were sort of chasing it up. And as I did another page, there were more people again, and more people again, and in the end, I was like, I can't end this at 5, 6, 7 pages. It needs to be more. So I was sort of on to my friend Lee, who did the script, and it was, can you do a script for 10? Which then became maybe 12. We might as well just make this 20 plus pages of comic book and just do the whole thing. So we worked out the story and where we wanted to go, but got a little excited and ended up writing ideas for 3 books, which then became 6 books, which now there's 1. We're sort of like, well, we can't stop at 6. We want to keep going again. So it's sort of become an ongoing thing. So it's just grown from there.
Onto that subject, I read comic books myself, but I prefer them all in one volume.
Mhm.
Will there be an aim to
Yes.
release a trade paperback?
Yes.
That's the plan.
Fantastic. Because I can't wait months to read the whole thing. I want to read it in one sitting. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's definitely on the radar. That's definitely in the working to do that for the books.
As Caulkhead Comics, we want to do the whole variant cover, incentive cover, gimmick cover, graphic novel, variant cover graphic novel. There's loads of different things, and if we're going to do it, we might as well do it properly.
Do you want to do
When I
an
found
action figure as well?
Oh yeah.
Is it going to be like Hot Toys level action figure or more,
Well, never say never.
Star Wars Black Series action figure?
I was thinking more to begin with.
80s canon.
Yeah,
Yes.
no retro.
Yes.
It's as far as we've managed to get at the moment.
But yeah, there's lots of fun stuff that we can do, and we're not dismissing anything. We're keeping it wide open because we want to do fun stuff.
Brilliant. Well, I'm Tom from Tantrums and Tabletops. Dan, Raven and Rob, thanks for joining us this week. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.